Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, Rourkela Steel Plant awarded with the Best Integrated Steel Plant title under SAIL Corporate Awards for Excellence. Electrical Maintenance Information Brochure of Sinter Plant 1 of SAIL RSP released.
World Day for Safety and Health at Work observed at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Dr. Pratibha Behra brings laurel for SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant by winning the Women Trailblazer SAIL Corporate Excellence Award.
Centering Plant 2 of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant registers new single-day production record. Examination tips and kits provided to students of Deepika Ispat Shiksha Sadan appearing Class 10 boards.
Contract labels awarded for their exemplary contributions at cold rolling mill of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Karamveer Award function held at Personnel Department of RSP.
Fond farewell accorded to senior officers and employees on superannuation. Sustainable Organic Farming Workshop organized for peripheral populace by SAIL RSP in collaboration with NIT Rourkela.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant starts the financial year 2022 to 23 by achieving targets in key production areas. Competitions organized to mark International Nurses Week celebrations at Nurses Training Institute of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant.
Gear up to overcome the negative impacts of the current volatile steel market situation, says DIC RSP, while addressing the senior executives of the plant in the Cost Consciousness Program. E-nomination facilitation camp for employees of RSP inaugurated by EDP&A. Rourkela Steel Plant employees can e-nominate their dependents in EPFO portal.
Now the news in detail. In an award function held at New Delhi on 28 April 2022, Ms. Soma Mandal, Chairman SAIL, presented the highest award, that is the Best Integrated Steel Plant Award under the SAIL Corporate Awards for Excellence 2020 to 21 to Rourkela Steel Plant. Mr. Atanu Bhomik, Director in charge of RSP, accompanied by Mr. B.R. Babu, CGM Blast Furnace, and Mr. I. Rajan, CGM Traffic, with additional responsibility of Utilities and Environment, received the award on behalf of the plant. Also present on the occasion were Mr. Harinand Rai, Director, Technical Projects and Raw Materials, Mr. Anirban Dashgupta, Director in charge BSP, Mr. Amarendu Prakash, Director in charge BSL, Mr. V. Srinivasa Chakravarti, Director Commercial, Mr. Brijendra Pratap Singh, Director in charge Burnpur and Durgapur Steel Plant, Mr. N. Shankrappa, Mr. Ashok Kumar Tripathi and Ms. Neelam Sonkar, Independent Directors, Mr. Vineet Pandey, CVO, SAIL, other senior officers of the company as well as the award winners in various categories along with their spouses. The panel of experts also joined the event on virtual mode. Congratulating the Rourkela Steel Plant Collective on winning the award, Mrs. Soma Mandal exhorted to it further enhance its all-round performance so as to win the award in the coming years too. Dedicating the Best Integrated Steel Plant Award to each and every employee of RSP and their family members, Mr. Atanu Bhomik said RSP would continue its journey of excellence with the goal of becoming the best steel plant of the country. Notably, RSP received the award for its exceptional performance amidst one of the most challenging times during COVID-19 pandemic in production, productivity, techno-economics and profitability in the last fiscal. Not only this, it also achieved the annual business plan targets for the first time in history. In a function organized at Sinter Plant 1 of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant on 22nd April 2022, Mr. Biswaranjan Pallai, CGM Sinter, released a brochure, Electrical Maintenance Information, prepared by Sinter Plant 1 Electrical Team. Present on the occasion were other senior officials of the department. CGM Sinter appreciated the efforts made in collecting and presenting the data in a systematic manner. He said that the information in the brochure would be useful and handy in carrying out day-to-day maintenance activities. This brochure covers detailed information with respect to electrical equipment and their maintenance. The contents include equipment details, environment equipment details, load cell and encoder details, AC and DC drive, glass relay details, hoist and cranes, maintenance schedules and SMP.
A function was organized by Occupational Health Service Centre OHSC of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant in association with Indian Association of Occupational Health IAOH Orissa branch at OHSC on 28 April to mark World Day for Safety and Health at Work. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, Executive Director Works, graced the occasion as the chief guest and inaugurated the program. Dr. B.K. Hota, CMO in charge Medical and Health Services, and Mr. S.C. Mohanty, GM in charge Safety and Fire Services, were the guests of honor, while Dr. S.N. Mohapatra, Director High-Tech Medical College and Hospital, and Mr. B. Padhi, Senior Manager Safety, were the guest speakers. Senior doctors, members of IAOH, employees from Safety, Health and Environment, as well as other departments of the plant were present on the occasion. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Suryavanshi emphasized upon collecting and analyzing data on safety and health at workplace. He exhorted all to work collectively to strengthen and propagate the culture of safety and health at work for the holistic growth of the plant. The Executive Director Works praised the work of OHSC for health checkup of the employees and conducting different health awareness programs. Dr. Hota, in his address, spoke on the importance of health and balanced lifestyle of the workforce for the growth of any organization. He stressed on the need of regular health checkups for early detection and prevention of diseases. Mr. Mohanty, in his address, highlighted the importance of raising awareness on safety and health. He also elaborated upon the accident statistics of RSP-SAIL and global industries. Dr. S.N. Mohapatra deliberated on the theme of the observance of the day this year, that is, act together to build a positive safety and health culture, and stressed upon the role of each employee of the organization to achieve the mission. Mr. Pari deliberated on the importance of the day to promote awareness on prevention of occupational disease and hazards. In the function, late Dr. J.K. Mohapatra was felicitated posthumously for his distinguished work in the field of occupational health. His daughter, Mrs. Anindita Mohapatra, DGM MM, received the scroll. At the outset, Dr. T. Mishra, additional CMO and in charge OHSC, in his welcome address, elaborated on the different activities of OHSC. He also deliberated on the theme of the day. Dr. S. Kumar, Senior DMO OHSC, proposed a formal vote of thanks. Mr. K.C. Pradhan, Occupational Hygiene Technician OHSC, and Mr. S.P. Das, Senior Hospital Technician, coordinated the program. Dr. Mrs. Pratibha Kumari Behra, Additional Chief Medical Officer M&HS, Ispat General Hospital, has brought laurels for SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant by bagging the Women Trailblazer Award under SAIL Corporate Excellence Award 2021. She received the coveted award from Mr. Soma Mandal, Chairman SAIL, in a glittering function organized at New Delhi on 28 April 2022. The function was attended by the esteemed members of SAIL board, including Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge RSP, and other senior officers of the company. Dr. Behra was awarded for playing a key role in setting up of the first molecular virology laboratory at IGH on 15th April 2020, when the first wave of COVID-19 hit the nation. Being the first such lab in Western Orissa, this was a boon for the region when everyone was struggling to find ways to deal with the pandemic. She also took the lead in setting up the second molecular virology lab in 22nd June 2021 before the third wave of COVID. Dr. Behra was also instrumental in setting up of the plasma bank at IGH on 31st August 2020, which was the first in the region. An MBBS graduate from VSS Medical College Burla, Sambalpur, Dr. Behra joined RSP on 23rd September 1992. In 2000, she completed her MD in pathology from MGIM's Semagram, Wardha, Nagpur. To further enrich herself in this field, Dr. Behra did short-term courses on oncopathology from TMH Mumbai and fundamentals of international clinical research from NIH New York at Bangkok. At present, she is heading the pathology department of RSP and is also a postgraduate teacher for DNB course. Associated with a number of medical associations like Tropical School of London, Indian Medical Association, India, Indian Hematology and Blood Transfusion Society, India, and Indian Pathology and Microbiology Society, India, she has to her credit several publications both in national as well as international journals. Her research works include microvascular pathologies and fatal adult cerebral malaria, malaria in pregnancy, and a study by tracking resistance to artemisinin collaboration.
The Sintering Plant 2 unit of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant produced 6,315 tons of sinter on 29th April 2022, thereby registering its best ever single-day sinter production record. The unit improved upon its previous best performance of 6,296 tons recorded on 15th April 2018. Moreover, the department has also clocked the best April performance. The feat has been achieved with concerted efforts of the SP2 collective with all-round support from the associated departments like blast furnaces, raw materials handling plant, calcinizing plant 2 as well as other centralized agencies. Mr. Atanu Bhame, Director in charge, while congratulating the SP2 collective for the superlative performance, has exhorted to sustain the performance and make constant efforts to scale new peaks of excellence. In a function organized on 27th April at Deepika Ispat Shiksha Sadan DISS, the school set up by Rourkela Steel Plant for the underprivileged children of Rourkela. Examination tips and kits were presented to the students appearing Class 10 Board Examination 2022. It is worth mentioning here that the school is being managed by Deepika Mahila Sangati, a leading philanthropic organization of the Steel City. Mrs. Indrani Kundu, Mrs. Harshala Suryavanshi, Mrs. Hiranmai Satpati, the Vice Presidents of Deepika Mahila Sangati were present on the occasion and presented the kits comprising cardboards, writing materials and snacks packets to the students. Also present on the occasion were Ms. Munmun Mitra, GMCSR, Ms. Namita Mapatra, Secretary DMS, Mr. S.K. Mishra, School Administrator, Mr. S.K. Samal, Headmaster DISS, governing body members of DMS and the teachers of the school. The dignitaries extended their best wishes to the students and urged them to do well to keep up the name of the school. Ms. Munmun Mitra, Ms. Namita Mapatra and Mr. S.K. Mishra guided the students regarding the final preparation and revision of the subjects during exams and smart approach to solve the question papers. In all, 44 students from the school would appear the board examination 2022. Mrs. Namita Mapatra coordinated the event. It is worth mentioning here that the first batch of students appeared the board examination in the year 2016 and ever since then the school has been registering cent% result.
19 contract workers deployed in different areas of cold rolling mill of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant were awarded for their exemplary contributions. Mr. N.R. Das, GM in charge CRM, presented the awards to them in a function organized at the mill on 26th April. Present on the occasion were other senior officers and employees of the department. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Das praised the contribution of contractual laborers and in the production of CRM. He also emphasized upon adopting a safety mindset at every point of time. Out of the 19 awardees, 6 were awarded for Best Safe Working Practices and 13 for their contribution in production. A Karamveer Award function was held at Personnel Department of Rourkela Steel Plant on 26th April. Mr. B. Kullu, GM in charge P&A, presided over the function and handed over the award to Mr. Anil Kumar Chotturai, Executive Assistant Personnel, for his exemplary performance. Present on the occasion were Mr. S.K. Deo, GM Personnel R&G, and employees of the Personnel Department. Mr. Chotturai was awarded for smooth conduct of the recruitment process right from the coordination with various departments of RSP like IGH, HSC, HRDC during medical test, joining process and induction training of the candidates to be posted at Orissa Group of Mines. It was the first time the recruitment process for OGM was conducted at RSP. The program was coordinated by Ms. Subra Rajeshwari, Assistant Manager Personnel.
The senior officers and employees who superannuated from the company's service were accorded fond farewell in different functions held on 30th April. In a function held in ED Works Secretariat, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, presented service certificates and gifts to Mr. Chitrapu Rama R. Murthy, GM, CRM, and Mr. Prabir Kumar Das, GM in charge, Repair Shop Electrical. Present on the occasion were Chief General Managers and other senior officers of RSP. Mr. Suryavanshi thanked the superannuating executives for their significant contributions made towards the growth of the company and wished him a happy and peaceful post-retirement life. The superannuating executives on their part thanked SAIL RSP as well as the junior colleagues for their unstinted support. Similarly, in a function organized at Materials Management, Mr. S. Tripathi, CGM, MM Marketing, presented service certificates and gifts to Mr. Chittaranjan Sahu, GM, MM. 42 employees, including 2 executives within the rank of senior manager, were accorded farewell at a function organized at Civic Center the same day. The spouses of the employees were also present on the occasion. Mr. Naresh Kumar, CGM Services, was the chief guest on the occasion and presented gifts and service certificates to the superannuating employees. Dr. P.K. Sahu, GM Personnel, was a guest of honor. Mr. G.R. Das, GM Personnel, coordinated the function. A 3-day sustainable organic farming workshop was organized jointly by CSR Department of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant and National Institute of Technology, Rourkela at Institute for Peripheral Development, CSR Building, Sector 20 from 31st March to 2nd April. 50 women from Dalpost, Jamsera, Joba Panpost, Joba Ghat at the model steel villages of RSP situated in Bisra block and from Relapost village of Nuagan block. The areas covered under this training workshop were the basic of organic farming, importance of organic farming and need of the hour, organic way of mushroom cultivation, practical training for farmers on preparation of vermicompost, organic manures, biopesticides and soil health management. Resource persons for this course comprises of professors and researchers from National Institute of Technology, Rourkela, Odisha, KVK scientists and practitioners who are working in the area of organic farming. The speakers were Mr. Surendra Kumar Satpathy, Chairman NGO GBW Foundation and Project Coordinator, Rourkela Municipal Corporation, Ms. Vijay Lakshmi Sahu, KVK Scientist, Rourkela, Dr. Niharanjan Mishra, NIT Rourkela, Mr. Gokul Mins and Mr. BB Behra. After successful completion of the 3-day training workshop, participants were given certificates jointly from National Institute of Technology Rourkela and Rourkela Steel Plant SAIL in presence of the dignitaries from the organizing committee and CSR RSP-SAIL. Mr. B.K. Jojo, GM, Towns Engineering Civil, presented the certificates to the participants. The aim is to develop amongst the farmers an understanding on organic farming and help build a long-term framework for planning and execution of programs for infusion of the process of organic farming in Indian agrarian practices.
SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant commenced the financial year 2022-23 by surpassing the targets in key production areas in April 2022. The steel plant produced 3,70,018 tons of hot metal, 3,29,037 tons of crude steel and 2,93,140 tons of saleable steel, thereby registering a growth of 12%, 11.4% and 6.6% over the corresponding period last year. Blast Furnace 5 produced 2,31,579 tons of hot metal in April 2022 with a growth of 13.7% over CPLY. The sinter plants contributed in the brilliant performance by supplying together 5,75,261 tons of sinter with a growth of 4% over April 2021. Sinter Plant 2 clocked its best single day production on 30th April by producing 6,362 tons of sinter. Similarly, the Steel Melting Shop 2 produced 2,90,308 tons of crude steel in the opening month of the current financial year with an increase of 12.5% over the same period of previous fiscal. RSP also dispatched 3,06,604 tons of saleable steel in April 2022 to register a growth of 6.8% over CPLY. Besides, the steel plant also clocked average coke ovens pushing off 351.8 per day, which is an improvement of 5%. Another highlight of the month was RSP receiving the Best Integrated Steel Plant Award under the SAIL Corporate Excellence Awards. Mr. Atanu Bhomik, Director in Charge RSP, while encouraging the collective to further improve the performance, has said the undeterred efforts of Team RSP helped it to back the Best Integrated Steel Plant in SAIL. We have to now become the best in the country and back the Prime Minister's trophy for the Best Integrated Steel Plant with even more disciplined efforts and improved performances. Competitions were organized at Nurses Training Institute functioning at its Spa General Hospital of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant to mark the forthcoming International Nurses Week celebration. The competitions organized on 20th and 29th April included Rangoli, solo dance made for each other and poem recitation in which 116 students took part. 4 groups comprising 2 members each reached the final round of the quiz competition that was held on 30th April. In the sports events, 40 girl students took part in the Puchi competition, whereas 15 boys participated in the slow cycling race. The winners of the competitions were awarded at the end of each of the event.
Gear up to overcome the negative impacts of the current volatile steel market, said Mr. Atanu Bhomik, Director in Charge, Rourkela Steel Plant, while addressing the senior executives of the plant in an online session organized on the current financial scenario of the organization. Mr. A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, was also present through online mode. The session was attended by the Chief General Managers and HODs of the plant. Elaborating on the financial and steel scenario, the DIC expressed his concern over the drastically plummeting profit margin of RSP because of the soaring coal prices and other input costs. Mr. Bhomik spelled out the need of increasing the volume of production, strategizing the product mix, maximizing production of value-added products, zero tolerance to breakdowns and accidents, and quick stabilization of hot strip mill 2 so as to face the challenges of the lean period. I believe that this is a temporary phase and we need to sail through this period successfully by further enhancing our efficiency, said Mr. Bhomik. During a program, a presentation was made on current financial scenario by Mr. Harish Agarwal, Deputy Manager F&A, highlighting NSR trend in the market, production-wide contribution trend, rising cost trend, major threats like competitors' interplay, techno-economic parameters, falling NSR and reworking on the product mix, capacity increase and maximizing production, Critical inputs were also provided by Mr. A.K. Behuria, CGM in charge F&A. At the outset, Mr. S.K. Nayak, CGM F&A, welcomed the gathering and briefed about the current problems being faced by RSP on the financial front. An e-nomination facilitation camp for employees of Rourkela Steel Plant was inaugurated by Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED P&A at the Town Engineering Conference Hall on 4th May 2022. Mr. B.K. Kullu, GM in charge P&A, Mr. Dhirendra Mishra, GM Personal Works, Mr. S. Bodopanda, DGM Personnel, and other senior officers of the department were present on the occasion. Mr. Satpathy applauded the effort of the team associated with the project for facilitating the e-nomination by the RSP employees. Notably, the camp has been organized by Personnel Department with the help of C&IT and Finance Department. In this camp, the e-nomination of around 200 employees per day shall be completed in all respect as per EPFO guidelines. The camp shall operate from 6 am to 10 am and 6 pm to 9 pm on all office days for 3 months. Similar types of camps shall be organized for the Odisha group of mines. As per EPFO guidelines, electronic nomination has now been mandatory for claiming monthly member pension for all the EPF members on retirement or superannuation from service. Further, Ministry of Labour and Employment, Government of India has also directed for filing of e-nomination of EPFO subscriber under Para 61 of EPF Scheme 1952 as an activity under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. RSP has issued circular for filing of e-nomination by all EPF member employee immediately. The facilitation center will be a great help for RSP employees who are not able to file e-nomination on their own. It is noteworthy that RSP is the first unit to start such a facilitation center for its employees. And with this, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Namaskar.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.